No, you can only do one logo on the screen.
What is that?
It's $30 a month. I mean, I get.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, $30 a month.
So Zaila Avant-Garde is a young lady from Harvey, Louisiana.
West Bank.
West Bank.
The best bank.
One of spelling bee, but that's not even the half of it.
No.
That's not even the half.
She's a superstar.
Some people are just uber talented and just so many different facets of their work.
And then there's you.
And then there's like I'm still trying to figure out what my talent is. Like, I mean, God has given everybody a talent, right? You've got a talent. Your job is to figure out what your talent is, right? And some people ignore their talents and then they just go. I still have not. I'm 51, dude. I don't know what my talent is. I still don't know. It's not talking. I talk a lot. I talk loud. I've got a little personality, but it's not like I've got the gift of a great vocabulary where I can really make the most of it, right?
You'd never win a spelling bee.
Absolutely wouldn't win a spelling bee. I can barely spell. Dude, hold on a second. I literally have a sheet of paper when I was 13 years old. My mom saved it. She's got it in our photo album. I was selling tickets, a raffle. I was selling a raffle tickets. Right, for my middle school. We were selling something, and I had these tickets, and I had to go around the apartment complex and sell tickets. Well, I remember selling a ticket to this lady, I don't know, or man, whoever it was, and I gave him the wrong part of the ticket. Like I gave him the ticket that I was supposed to keep, and I kept the one that she was supposed to keep. I knew what car she got out of, but I didn't know where she went. So I wrote a note saying, "Hey, this is Joel Davis. I just sold you a ticket to our raffle. I gave you the wrong ticket.
Wrong piece of the ticket.
Can you meet me here at such and such a time?" Because this is before cell phone. I was 13 years old, and I left it on her car. So my mom found the note. I still have the note today.
She was embarrassed.
Dude, every working as hard as that's the thing, is she just works so hard, right? Her mom gave her a Guinness World Record book when she was like 8 years old, and then just started like, oh, I want to do that, and said, oh, I think I can compete in this particular event, which is the most balls dribbled, and she just stuck with it and worked on it for religiously for 5 years and got great, and that's how you become really good at things, but you still got to have the talent.
First
So
off,
congratulations, Barry.
First off, I'm just super pumped that someone from the state
Of Louisiana.
Of Louisiana.
Yeah, won the spelling bee.
Not the national
Yep.
spelling bee.
Yep.
The over-under on that in Vegas.
Oh,
by the way,
dude.
every time your hands hit the table, it
You can hear
shakes this laptop like
Okay.
crazy.
Sorry.
So if anybody, the 5 people, 4 now, watching this on
I mean, why do you do this?
Facebook.
Nobody watches this. I know you put it on the internet for like the next 4 days. Nobody, what's the most views you ever got on your
At one
YouTube?
time, as far as like live watching, I don't know, 20 something maybe.
And then how many is the most that you've had? Like,
I don't know, like a couple thousand as far
Okay.
as views over Facebook. It's worth it. I mean,
Sure.
we want to make people
$30 a month.
promote.
Have you picked up any advertisers from it?
Absolutely.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So it's worth the $30 a month, is what you're saying.
absolutely.
Who's that? Who was that on there? Who was that?
No, I'm just trying to.
But who was that?
I gotta share something here. Here we go.
Who is that?
No, no, no.
Can you show our viewers?
No, let's see.
Okay.
So I would say that I'm just pumped that anyone from the state of Louisiana want a spelling bee, really of any kind, but particularly the national spelling bee is incredible. Let me give you a story. Greg LaFleur, remember that name? Greg LaFleur played tight end in LSU.
Sulphur, Louisiana.
No plan. In the early 80s, that's David LaFleur.
I'm thinking of David LaFleur.
Greg LaFleur played like late 70s, early 80s.
I thought you were talking about.
He worked in the athletic department at LSU. Was even the AD at Southern, AD at Southern at one point. Anyway, Greg tells a story back in the day when he was on the rubber chicken circuit, and he'd go around doing the lunchtime speeches and things like that.
What's a rubber chicken circuit?
You know how like the chicken lunches, the business lunches, like your boy Dick Derby's. He has that. It's never good. Like that lunch with the chicken with the side of green beans. I didn't say Drusilla. You're the one who brought up their name. But why would you say the name of a restaurant? So I'm just saying the rubber chicken circuit, which is the nickname given to, people that go around and give lunch speeches all the time at every business organization around the state a number of times. So thank you, Robert Huey, for listening. We're up to 7 listeners. If you guys would share, that would be amazing. Maybe we could get to 10. So if you can like and share, if you happen to be following us go to Facebook, like Sports Shorts. It's the white circle with the red writing. I know there's some other ones up there. It's a whole nother thing we got to get taken down. But that said, I'm trying to get to share it here on. He used to go around and give a speech, and his speech was that he was from Ville Platte, Louisiana. So he would say, the state of Louisiana was at the time, 20, 30 years ago, was the worst state in the country for education, like dead last, 50 out of 50, when it came to the education and rankings and all that kind of stuff. Then he said,
That's behind Mississippi.
yeah, he said, by the way, what's the password over here at Roosters for Wi-Fi for guest? Anybody know? Give me a second. Can you ask me? I'm trying to get that. Yeah, what's the Wi-Fi for guest? Password? Love it. All right, super easy. If you ever come to Roosters, their password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for guests. No, they're not. No, they're not. Those days are gone. If they got a smartphone, they don't need to come hook up like that. By the way, that's. Okay. All right. Never mind. See, I just let you. Is it guest with a G, capital G? Just lower. Okay. Appreciate it. I got it. Thanks, everybody, for listening to that. I'm trying to share the post. So Greg, his speech that he would always give, he would say, I'm from the state of Louisiana. Louisiana's 50th in the country when it comes to education. I'm from Ville Platte, which that parish is, I think, Landry Parish. Is that St. Landry, I believe? Mamu and all that. Evangeline Parish. Okay. Anyway, whatever parish it is, right. He would say, our parish was voted the worst parish in the state of Louisiana for education. And he said, and I graduated from Ville Platte High, and he said, and Ville Platte High was voted the worst school in the parish at the time when he graduated, late 70s or whatever. And he said, and I finished dead last in my class. So therefore, I'm the dumbest person in the country. Last in his class, last school in the parish. Parish was the worst school in the state. State was the last state in the country. He said, I'm officially the dumbest person in the United States of America. It's pretty
But he owned it.
Chan thinks Evangeline Parish.
Why would I know that? I know I was at Sacred Heart.
By the way, we're up to 12 viewers. I really appreciate it. If we can get to 25,
13.
That's our goal.
We're at 13
That's our goal.
viewers right
25
now. Share
viewers.
it, friends.
Yeah.
Share it.
Please like and share.
13 people. That's like, imagine you're a rock star and you go to do a gig. Like, let's just say you're over at, I don't know, what's the name of that place on Florida Boulevard? The Cowboy Club, what was it called?
Texas Club.
The Texas Club.
What about it?
You're about to go rock it out, right? You're going to go there and you're going to do a great show. And then now 10 viewers show up.
See, you went on, you ran it on your story, and nobody wants to.
Give me a break.
Go ahead.
This show's all about. This is
Just give us more than 2 minutes of your time.
Literally, we had 13. 3 people.
You're just talking about how many people we have instead of content. Go ahead.
I'm talking about the people. This is what they want. They want to be talked about. Like Michael Sutherland and Bobby Huey and Chan.
By the way, that's Robbie. It's not Robbie.
I said Robbie.
No, you said
Robbie, Huey, and Champ Eon.
Go ahead.
Eon?
Just go ahead. I apologize, everyone.
What sport should we talk about next? You want to talk about the fact that the Pelicans still
Can we-
have a coach 24 days before the draft?
Can we talk about LSU
20 days
baseball?
before
Does have
the meetings?
have
I don't
coaches?
care about LSU baseball. Their coach was like a gremlin, and that's all I want to talk about.
That's so not right. Why do you say that?
Well, he needs a smaller hat, Ron. I haven't met
I'm
the guy-
sure he's going to get a smaller
Get a
hat.
smaller hat.
Somebody gave him the wrong size hat at the press
Yeah, it
conference.
pushes his ears down, and it makes his ears stick out.
He's not going to have that hat in the regular season.
I think that's a shtick.
No, that's not a shtick.
It is.
Did you look at the University of Arizona pictures? He
Same
didn't.
ears.
He didn't have that hat.
Google it. Google it. His
At Arizona was too big.
Keep your hands to yourself.
I mean, how many times have you heard that in your life when you were a kid? Keep your hands to yourself, Joel.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah,
A lot of times.
yeah. It's bringing back memories.
To sit in front of the class, make sure I kept my hands to myself. Yeah, I just, my thing is, I don't care about LSU baseball right now, Ron. We're so close to football.
And it's stealing the football talk. I mean, I know you do because you're trying to get in with them. You're trying to like be an inside. By the way, you got beat up. You got beat up on Tiger droppings and all that. They were hammering you for being so wrong about this coach's hire. Like you were literally all over Tiger droppings. And I mean, they were just ripping you apart. You do. Yeah. That's the rubber chicken. Is that the rubber chicken, sir?
Is there anyone on Tiger Droppings people like?
You know what I mean? They just universally bash and rip every human being on the planet. So yeah, I appreciate being ripped. I have no problem. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They only talk about how good I am, not how bad.
Yeah, that's
But I
not
mean,
true.
they were talking about, they were making fun of you. Like, oh, Ronnie, we're insider.
I think these the Tiger droppings people. XJX. Apparently, you said something on the radio where you got hammered. I sent it to you.
It wasn't Mike Bianco. That's all I basically said.
I think you kind of came across as you were a no. Like, you knew what was
It happened and it didn't happen, and they went a totally different direction, and you had no clue that Jay Johnson was in. Right. That means you're not an insider.
I'm the first person to bring up Jay Johnson's name, but on sports.
Oh.
But that said, no one thought Jay Johnson was going to be the head coach of the LSU.
Shoot, now that he's here and we dig in on him and all that.
That's why you want to talk about him, because you want to be Jay Johnson's right hand.
Not really. Not really.
You want to be on the inside.
You're just making that crap up.
I saw the picture of y'all two holding each other's hands.
So stupid. By the way, every single person in Baton Rouge that's seen Jay Johnson in the last 2 weeks has taken a picture with him. So that makes me no different that I took a picture with him at the welcome reception with former players and that were invited to. So that said, you can stir it up all you want. It isn't Mike Bianco. It isn't Cliff Godwin. I was disappointed with that. Now that it's Jay Johnson, who, by the way, can you just let me talk? Okay, they don't have anyone on their staff from the state of Louisiana. They don't have anyone on their staff from the SEC. They've gone completely rogue on this one. There's not anyone that was in Scott Woodward's ear or sent an email on behalf of Jay Johnson to be the coach. It's worked out that it's him. Now, okay, so what's the fallback and the reaction by me? My fallback and reaction is that after digging in on him and getting to find out who he is and learning about him a little bit, I don't think he's going to let the thing fail. Okay, like I think Jay Johnson, because you look at his background, he played at a small school, he coached at small schools. You got to make chicken salad out of chicken, you know what, in those situations, okay? He is a grinder. If you talk to him and know who he is, he's got no kids. Nick Saban's his hero. He recruits his you-know-what off. He coaches hitting. He is a nothing but laser-focused baseball coach. So he is a grind. He's married. Been married for 4 or 5 years, but she's in her 40s. They don't have any kids. I said, kids, would you open up your ears and listen? I said, kids. He has no kids. He is 100. He is 100%. But don't assume. Makes an ass out of you and me. So he is 100% laser focused on being a baseball coach. So therefore, he is going to not let this thing fail. Now, what does not fail mean? That's open for discussion. You're in the toughest conference in America. I mean, everybody's a beast. Everybody's a beast. So therefore, is top 6? Is it top 8? Is it top 2? Is it, I don't know. But he is not. It's never going to be. I don't ever see them having a season like this year, where they were battling to get into the postseason, battling to get into the SEC tournament. It's going to be fantastic. All American. I don't care. Hit. That's what he's going to play. don't care. Do they? Why?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You really happy with the way the
I think Jordan Thompson's going to be fantastic. He was outstanding. That's a true freshman. Played every game at shortstop. He's going to be fantastic. He had about a month and a half stretch where he was fantastic.
Can we shave the beards and cut the lids until we start running?
Does that matter?
It does to me. I don't think that you should look.
Says the guy who was a professional skateboarder back in the day. But yet you're worried about hair and beards?
I was not bad. I said, when you get bad, you're not supposed to look like that. You got to get stuff together. Once you start playing better, then you can let the hair grow out. Then you can let the beards grow out. Then you can do those types of things.
It's amazing that since you've gotten older, you now are worried about people's beards and hair. It's really shocking.
Just until you're good at your craft.
Well, look,
You're good at your craft.
the MLB draft starts tomorrow night. It runs for 3 days. It starts on Sunday night, and that's going to be giant for LSU because they got to figure out who's going to be on their team that could possibly leave, the Dugases or the Labuses or the AJ Labus, the Fontenot's. What about incoming players that you've got committed? How are they going to do? So the bottom line is the draft is gigantic. That's what's coming up in the next 3 days. We'll learn a lot. We'll talk about their new coaches this hour as well. Tommy Christ will join us at 11. We'll talk a little more LSU baseball with him. But what article? Like he reposted something? Yeah. So you're the king of the half-feeds. Like Tommy's got something out. Tune in. It's like, what is that? I mean, my God. Jeez, you're so bad.
You know how there's a
Can you stop that? Yeah. This is like a eighth of a part-time job for you. So, my God. Unbelievable. I apologize to anyone. Look, we're down to 6 viewers because you've been so bad this segment. Yeah, that's 5 shares. Yeah. We'll be back. Sports Shorts, I apologize, segment number 1. No, but you've interrupted. You've been terrible. We'll be back with Sports Shorts from Roosters Men's Grooming Center right after this.
You're the king of the half takes. You're the king of the half takes.
Yeah. He shared a post. He shared an article. Yeah, he shared something. We're down to 3. Everybody wants to watch this.
It's the worst show ever.
Stick around. We'll be back with more.
What are you eating, dude?
It's blackened chicken salad from Whole Foods. Well, Whole Foods has to Whole Foods it up, right? Like who puts carrots in the chicken salad? But they got to do that.
Sanford, catcher.
Yep.
Because I spend so much money ordering food. I try not to. I try to go where I save money, and I don't because I hate the food. and chocolate. Yeah, those but the egg rolls and chocolate, at least right now, are good. The egg rolls are good. So I know that now. I have some idea plan of like trying different stuff, and it's just, I really like the vacuum food. I need the extra sugar and extra caffeine. I need the back stuff. Also, just anything else that you do? You're all set. Check out. Of course, it was great seeing you again. Have fun in Disney. Did you like the mousse? I tried that the other day.
Haven't had it yet.
That's all right.
I feel like everything over there is just all right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Whole Foods.
Oh, it's just all right.
Yeah.
The other day, I don't know what is wrong with me. I went and had a lot of chocolate. Tell me why I came back with mousse, a turtle chocolate cake, a brownie.
Are you pregnant?
No. I didn't know what I wanted, and I get nervous.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Shorts Race. There we go. Sports Shorts from Roosters Men's Grooming Center. Those of you that stuck around in the first segment, we really appreciate it, and we know it was very difficult. Joel Davis here with us over at Roosters. Can you get in the picture? Okay, thank you.
I thought you wanted more viewers. Me being in the shot is going to.
We're on Facebook Live. You can follow us either on 104.5 or you can go over to Sports Shorts. I like
younger than you. I mean, I'm just on. No, maybe not in person, but just like right here. Who looks younger?
I mean, I think because I've got the beard going and it's got a lot of white in it, it makes me look older than I am. Whereas you went with clean shaven.
Yeah.
Is it because you can't grow a beard, or
it's kind of sketchy.
yeah, like here or there hair?
It's patchy.
Yeah.
Looks like I might be on some kind of medication or something.
You want to talk about it?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Okay.
What is in that container over here? It looks like somebody had it.
So this is a little chocolate mousse from Whole Foods. We're over here at Roosters, right next to Whole Foods. So I didn't have time to go do the breakfast sandwich thing, which I always like to do.
You had time to go into Whole Foods, get out of your car, go into Whole Foods, walk around, get like multiple things from different.
I got a chicken salad and a mousse thing. They're right next to each other.
But you didn't have time to go through a drive-through
That had 13 cars in it. You're right. I didn't have time. You ever been to a drive-through with 10 cars in it? You ever done that?
different places.
Okay. Okay. First off, Chick-fil-A is the greatest drive-through in the world, right? Okay. But I mean, like, if you see a drive-through, if you see a Chick-fil-A drive-through and it only has 10 cars, you're golden. Okay. Usually it's backed up to the street and it's 30 cars. But so I didn't have that option. My option was the McDonald's on Drusilla right there off the interstate off 12. Okay. Which is a quirky configuration. They had 2 lanes. There was at least a dozen cars, 13 cars. That was going to be a 15-minute wait.
How many people at the checkout counter at Whole Foods?
Oh, nothing. Blew right through. I mean, look, I was in and out of Whole Foods 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's a no-brainer. Plus, I'm.
Taco Bell breakfast?
No, I never do Taco Bell.
We got to try it.
There was 2 Baton Rouge Rougarou baseball players, the little collegiate team that plays in the Texas Collegiate League. And by the way, the Rougarou play tonight and tomorrow night against San Antonio, the Flying Flip-Flops at 7:05. That's their name. At 7:05 tonight and tomorrow night. They had 2 players not be able to play the other day because of food poisoning from late night Taco Bell.
Wow.
Yeah, they had late night Taco Bell run, which that'll get you. Okay, so
I had late night soda.
Solu's great.
It's great.
Yeah, right across from Baton Rouge Clinic.
It's just very cool. A lot of hip people there. I mean,
So what were you doing there?
exactly. I mean, it was like really just a lot of. That's where the hip people go.
What do you mean late night? Well, Solu's not open like till
We
2.
left there at 9:30.
That was late night for you?
Well, I picked up my daughter. She got a job now, so I go pick her up at 10.
So on Friday night at 9:30, you were late night at 9 o'clock leaving a restaurant.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it was really good. Hip. I mean, it is hip too. I mean, if you don't have like something hip to look, if you don't look hip or sound hip,
So ridiculous.
They
So-
may not. It's the type of place.
So you shouldn't have been there.
No, dude.
And an inside guy. Like you have to have reservations. This is like one of those places that like would be on television and like you try to go in and it's so hip, dude.
It's so ridiculous. Does someone just get the shrimp corn dogs?
I did not, but I saw him walk past me
Yeah,
multiple
shrimp corn
times on the
dogs are
stick. And if you don't know what this is, it's a shrimp corn. It's a shrimp fried like a corn dog on a stick, and it stands up and it's like vertical and it's like bouncing.
Just like a corn dog, except instead of a weenie, it's a shrimp.
It's a shrimp.
Piece
and
of shrimp.
It's a shrimp corn dog. But the presentation, it's about presentation, right?
amazing.
Yeah, it's
Sauce
beautiful.
was great.
Beautiful. The service was great. The food was great.
Peter Sclafani is a part owner of
He's,
Sullivan, who
he's
was
a-
originally with Rufino's.
He's a
and
real chef, dude.
Yeah.
He's like a real chef. Like
he's a real chef.
He's a real
as
chef.
opposed to a fake.
Well, I know some people that I call chef that are not really chefs. They just work in the kitchen.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
we remember a couple of them
Yeah.
that were sponsors of the show.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're
So,
cooking up like burgers and hot dogs, and we're calling them chef because they got the bib, the apron thing. Chef. Hey, can I get another order of cheesecake, chef? Right. It's so ridiculous.
but we did that.
Yeah, we did.
It's
Made
called
him feel
respect.
good. Made
Make
him feel
respect.
good. Although the real chefs don't like that whenever you call fake chef.
Really?
Yeah, it's
You
all
talk to a
titles.
chef?
Yeah, I know some real chefs.
Is that
And,
kind of like when you call somebody a doctor that's not really a doctor?
you know what used to aggravate my dad? Like was
Doc?
No, it was chiropractors being called doc.
He didn't like
He didn't
that?
go to medical school.
Who calls chiropractors doctors?
Everybody.
I don't.
Hey, doc.
I've never called Tom Rathman doctor. Ever. You know Tom?
Yeah.
Tom, I've
Going
never
to see
said.
him right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I had back injury.
All right. Tell him I said hello.
I'm gonna
What's
let him know
next?
that you insulted him.
I didn't insult him. He's not a doctor. Is he a doctor? But I've never called him doctor.
A lot of people call him doctors.
I call him.
But he's not.
I call him a chiropractor.
Yeah, Rathman chiropractic.
Is there a DR in front of his name?
He's not.
Exactly.
But a
So
lot
your
of people
dad got
call-
mad?
A lot of people. Well, there's Dr. Rathman. There's a guy, Dr. Rathman.
Unbelievable. How disrespectful. You are so disrespectful.
Anyway, let's look this up. Yeah, doctor. He's got DR.
Wow. Wow. You know what?
For a chiropractor, you're considered a doctor because they don't go to medical school. They don't spend. They go to chiropractic school, but it's not.
Okay, I'm very confused right now, dude. And so all apologies to Dr. Tom, because he's a great guy, phenomenal chiropractor,
Good football player and golfer.
and great golfer, and just a good all-around dude, father, husband, everything. He's a great dude. Go see Dr. Tom Rathman.
All right, so what's the truth about chiropractors? Chiropractors attend graduate level health colleges to treat disorders of the bones, nerves, muscles, and ligaments. They graduate as doctors of chiropractic degrees, but they are not medical doctors.
Still a doctor.
Right. It's just like a teacher, a professor, the doctor of political science.
Yeah, he's a professor.
But you know that when you raise your hand in the class at Southeastern in year 7, when you were there, and you raise your hand and hey doc, you understand that guy's a doctor of political science, communication, whatever it is, right? But when you go into the medical world and you go to a chiropractor and you call him doc, Joe Blow on the street thinks it's the same as
Brain surgeon.
correct. Hey doc, they didn't know. Different thing. I mean, I should be a doctor, or you should be a doctor. Both of us should be a doctor of a doctor.
LSU baseball. Because that's what they said on Tiger Drop. Because you're like so knowledgeable.
So stupid.
It's so educated.
So we should be doctors of fundraising.
I am a doctor of fundraising.
There you go.
I'm
So-
so good at what I
But so I'm saying is that like you've now done this school for 10 years of fundraising.
I could grow my hair out.
You're the doctor of fundraising.
I could grow my hair out. Get a
But if I went around calling you doc, people would think, oh, he's a doctor.
Yes.
Like, so hey doc, can you look at this thing on my toe? They'd be showing you like wounds and
You
things.
ever had a close friend that's a doctor? You have friends that are doctors?
Sure.
Do you do the teeth? Do you do that to make you take a look at this?
No.
You don't have to do that. You don't have fun with that?
No.
Oh my God. You're missing out, dude. Have fun with that.
Hey doc, I've got this thing right here in my groin. Can you check it out?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You
no.
don't do that?
No.
Do it. It's so fun. Do it in a group of people.
Yeah, that's what they want to do at a dinner party. Let me show you my. my growth.
Let them.
All right. Well,
That's my point. That's funny stuff. You should do that in this is a sports show, by the way. And then
we're gonna get to it.
okay. In the second hour.
We're over here at Roosters. We're over here at Roosters at 7. They're down. So, yeah. People tuned in. They're like, "What in the world are they talking about?"
Is Gordy gonna fire us?
He doesn't even listen. Doesn't even know we're on. He doesn't know we're on. Like, that's the great thing is that Gordy's working. He's working a concession stand somewhere in Central for his mother-in-law. He's running. He's working. He's at a track something with one of his boys. He's not worried about us. The great thing about this show is that Joel only does the first hour. So the second hour we do get a lot more serious. We have guests. We talk sports. So bear with us. And then your fan base they check out. We're live, of course, here from Roosters Men's Grooming Center till noon today. There's 2 locations to serve you in Baton Rouge. And fellas, they're open 7 days a week till 5 today. Go and tomorrow. Go get your beard trim, your haircut, your facial shave. Get it all in. The Louisiana Sports, it's fine. Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, by the way, we had our 2020 Hall of Fame induction class ceremony kind of wrapped up last week, the end of June. We've got another one coming the last week of August for 2021, which in that class, let me ask you who's your guy? Ricky Weeks, graduated from Southern, second pick in the Major League Draft in 2003. Who's the guy that you'd want to meet or bowl with at our celebrity bowling event? Glenn Dorsey, teammate of Buzzy Heidel's at East Ascension High School. Marcus Colston of the New Orleans Saints, back when you used to have season tickets.
This is tough already.
Out of those 3, who's
I'm gonna go Colston.
you know who you would
Terry McCollum is in the class. Terry McCollum is a retired NFL official. Did 3
I know the name. I know the name.
He now works for NBC Sports. So like when you watch the game on Sunday night, like, well, what do you think?
Terry on that
Yeah.
replay, and he
breaks it down.
Yeah, he breaks it down. Terry McCauley.
Yeah, I know Terry.
He's from
Did he ever
Louisiana.
miss any
Went to
calls?
Southeastern.
Did he? I'm an
Yeah,
alumni there,
right.
so we have that in common. So another guy that found his talent and ran with it.
And you're still looking for your
Still
talent.
looking for my talent.
Bo Dowden, who's a Bass Pro fisherman for over 2 decades,
Definitely don't want to hang out with Bo.
won a Bassmasters
That
Classic,
would be
the Super Bowl.
Buzzy's guy.
Buzzy's not much of a bass
I thought he's
fisherman.
a fishing guy.
He's hunting and
hunter.
golf. You're more of a fishing guy.
No, I'm not a
You know?
fishing guy.
I thought you loved going fishing.
You're kidding me, right? You don't know me at all.
Pat Henry, a longtime track coach at LSU and been at A&M for about the last 15 years or so. Pat Henry won over 20 national championships at LSU.
Should have matched that contract offer.
Chris Jackson, now Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
So you get to hang out with all these guys.
You can too if you come. Go to lasportshall.com and
want something in return.
yeah, you got to buy a ticket.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. You can buy a ticket through our
That should
event.
be off. Like you're not gonna make Buzzy pay.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about Courtney Blades Rogers, who was a great softball pitcher at Bel Air, and in the 90s, she ended up going to Nichols for 2 years, was fantastic there. Then her head coach got the job at Southern Miss, so she went and transferred and pitched the last 2 years at Southern Miss, led them to the World Series, beat LSU in a regional. When she was done playing in college, she was the all-time strikeouts leader in the country in softball from Baton Rouge. So that's who's going into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Look, we talk sports, and all of a sudden the numbers are up to 10 viewers on Facebook.
We went from
6 when we were talking about you. So that's all coming up, and then we've got some Distinguished Service Award winners in sports journalism. Ro Brown from New Orleans, sportscaster, works, and then Sheldon Mickles, the great writer.
So you just did one that was delayed
For the 2020 class.
Now with 2021 class. That's a strong class, dude. So your question was, who would I want?
Yeah, who would you like? For example, we have our celebrity bowling event on Friday, August the 27th in Alexandria at Four Seasons. Okay, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. He doesn't go by Chris Jackson.
I know, because we have a lot more in common. One, we're both from the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Biloxi High. He went to Gulfport. He is very religious.
And we can talk about that because
Because you are.
I'm not very religious, but I understand his religion.
So what you would talk?
I talk about it with Pinto all the time.
Okay.
And so we talk about
Up to 13 viewers. Keep going.
talk about that. We talk about Islamic faith all the time. I mean, how it's different there, how it's different around the world. I mean, that's something that it would be something we could talk about.
If you were bowling at a celebrity event with the DJ playing music, catered food, you would be talking religion.
We would have more to talk about than me and Marcus Colston. We have nothing in common. Me
Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul Rauf have more in common.
We're over here. Can you come
that
over?
is very
show the folks that
is
stash.
very
That is fantastic. What's your name?
Caleb.
Caleb. Where you from, Caleb?
I'm from Atlanta.
Caleb from Atlanta. And how would you describe that? Like, what's it called? That kind of stash? Is there a name for it?
I call it thick.
No. That's like an old timey kind of 1800s type look.
Yeah, it started and I don't have to mess with it, so it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's like imagine like going into a Western saloon in like 1880s.
Yeah, that's.
And the guy says, "Hello, what can I get you? What would you like to drink, sir?"
What do they call it? What do they call it? Like, in a Western saloon, like it wasn't. You want some whiskey? They would pour It wasn't a shot. It was oh my god. I have to. Like, I'm not
It's
good.
the brain damage.
I told
You
you.
literally
I
have
have
had
brain
brain
damage.
damage.
I don't think I have brain damage. I
think
think I
you
have brain. It's dissolving. It's as I get older. Like,
Okay.
does
Well,
that make
it
sense?
just gets so bad. We're over here at Rooster's Men's
dissolving.
Grooming Center with the greatest mustache in the history of stashes.
I don't know.
Just
You haven't
walked in.
seen my son's mustache.
We're over here at Roosters next to Whole Foods in Town Center. They're open till 5 o'clock. Caleb from Atlanta is going to be here another 30 minutes. If you'd like to come by and take a picture with him, see his mustache. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. By the way, Joel's going to take a picture with him. He's going to post it on social media, so you can check it out. I mean, a stash that good, people need to see it. We'll be back with more Sports Shorts Radio right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
What?
Take a picture.
Caleb, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, of course.
All right, buddy.
It's for television and radio purposes.
Oh yeah, it's awesome hearing you guys go back and forth there. Good stuff.
Good job, buddy.
How long you had it?
About five months.
Uh-huh.
Went out.
Yeah, my sons have those kind of mustaches. They got the little jet though right here too though. They grew out my middle son. He grew out his little. He calls it the jet.
He calls it the
He's
jet.
got the same thing you got right there, but he grew out a little. So he looks very, very
Dapper.
It's cool looking. I can't. Mine doesn't look that good. I can't do it.
You don't get the beard at all. So,
Look at that.
hey, it comes
That's
in
good
fashion.
stuff.
Yeah, post that and then I'll reshare it. Got your text.
It's sun bleached. Yeah.
Show the people that picture.
Surfing down in Costa Rica.
Look at that. Look at that stash. Wow. It's good stuff.
I spell him Dewey. I spell him Dewey. And Dewey.
Andouille sausage.
How you spell Dewey?
Andouille.
Andouii.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have an appetizer?
I get it covered.
We had to have had an appetizer. What the hell did I get? Oh,
The last person to try to play with the cameras outside. Yeah, no, he's useful. It's really hot. It's in South America, which is killer hot. Yeah, I mean, they did their own thing. They got through it.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Shorts till noon today, broadcasting from Roosters Men's Grooming Center. Ronnie Rantz alongside Joel Davis over here at Roosters next to Town Center. Tonight is Poirier versus McGregor for the third time. McGregor won the first fight 7 years ago. Poirier knocked out McGregor back in January, and then they're going to do battle tonight. Is that something you get into, MMA? You watching?
I mean, I like McGregor. I mean, just because it's a show, you know, but I mean, I'm not a big MMA fights watcher, but I'm not gonna pay money to go watch that.
Can you stop with the shaking? It's unbelievable.
It's the deal. Like,
So Poirier's from Lafayette. That doesn't make you want to support him at all?
no, not really. I'm not a Lafayette guy. I don't work over there all the time. I have no connection to Lafayette other than I work with.
It's from the state of Louisiana. Just like you got excited about the spelling bee girl from the West Bank of New Orleans, and you've got no connection to the West Bank of New Orleans. What difference does it make? She's from New Orleans, so you support her. She's from Louisiana, you support her. Why aren't you supporting Poirier? God. He's not. He's just all talk at this point in his career. He's just like, at least Mayweather can back it up because he can dance around and outpoint you. Yeah, right.
He's right. I can't tell you where it is, but there's a meme out there. Somebody took that image
Of him doing that, and he's running around. And they took videos of people getting hit by bulls and stuff, and getting knocked out, and then it's him doing that.
So Google memes of
Conor McGregor meme beating people up. That's true. That's true. Like the Tommy Chrysan article that he did not write, that I teased earlier, that he just retweeted. I can't find it.
Okay. So, unbelievable. So you're not going to watch tonight, although I will. I mean, it's if Poirier wins tonight, McGregor's done, in my opinion. Like he's not relevant anymore.
It's too much money involved. They're going to make it relevant.
But I'll tell you one thing I will watch is that's going to be the home run derby when they have their All-Star game with Ohtani and others that are in it. But this Shotel Ohtani, you don't have to be a giant Major League Baseball Shohei Ohtani. You don't have to be a giant Major League Baseball fan or follow it day in and day out to just be absolutely amazed at what he's doing. We're talking about a guy who's one of the best pitches in all of baseball, the split finger. He's got a 55% swing and miss ratio when he throws a split finger. That's the most of anybody in the majors with that pitch. He can throw 100 miles an hour. He's a legit big-time pitcher, big-time guy. And he's got over 30 home runs, and he's one of the most feared hitters right now in the game. He is arguably a top 10 pitcher and a top 5 hitter in major leagues all in the same year.
That's crazy.
I know that there have been better pitchers and better hitters over the course of a career, okay? But if he can somehow pull off what he's doing for 5 years, where he's arguably a top 10 hitter, top 10 pitcher, and he does that for, say, a 5-year stretch,
I think we should trade him to the American.
he may be considered – he's in the American. He may be considered the greatest baseball player of all time in the discussion. We talk about Babe Ruth being impressive, how he was a pitcher when he came up and then switched over to hitter. But he was a pitcher when he came up and then he switched over to hitter and never pitched again. This guy's doing both at a high level at the same time. And this year is arguably, like, if he continues doing what he's doing, let's say he hits 55 homers. If he continues to stay healthy on the mound and stay healthy at the plate, at the end of the year, it will be the greatest single season in the history of Major League Baseball. The greatest single season in the history. Imagine Barry Bonds going out there and winning 10 games as a pitcher. I mean, are you kidding me? That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. He's Ken Griffey Jr. He is Sammy Sosa. And, oh, by the way, he's out there being one of the top pitchers on your team. It's unbelievable. Nobody cares. 6 people watching. All right, we're running. All right, we're running behind. It's so stupid. We'll be back. Sports are behind on the break. Sports Shorts presented by LeBears from Roosters Men's Grooming Center. Final segment of hour 1 coming up. Joel Davis, all football next. All right, don't forget Sports Shorts Daily right here on. Go to like the page. Go to Facebook. White circle. Type in Sports Shorts. White circle. Red writing that says Sports Shorts. Like that page, and then Tommy Krysan and I 3 days a week. Sports Shorts Daily. Starting in August, we'll be 9 a.m. every morning. But for right now, we're 10 a.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But presented by LeBears Casino. Give us a look. Tommy's over at Tremonti's a couple days a week, Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. But we'll have a lot of baseball talk this week because of the MLB draft on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, how that affects LSU and whatnot. All-Star game coming up. Only Kevin Gosman from LSU in the All-Star game. You know, no Bregman, no DJ LeMahieu, which is a surprise. So don't forget to check that out. And then next Saturday we'll be at All-Star Lanes from 10 to noon for Sports Shorts Radio.
Saw my phone. Got slammed into the car door the other day.
Okay, Raj. All right, you got football coming up, so have a take.
Dude, this popped up on someone's feed. I don't even know this person. Dude, I mean, this is some friend on a friend's page.
That's so great.
I don't even know this.
Sure.
All I know is I got a cigarette in my hand. I'm wearing a white t-shirt tucked in with my hair slicked back. Wow. There's no way no chance.
That body language on her doesn't look like it's going.
Interviewing you, asking you questions about what you saw, who was around. Wow. Yeah, I've never done it.
Welcome back. Final segment, hour number 1. Joel Davis here with us. little football talk this segment. By the way, the XFL, remember we were talking about them a couple of weeks ago, how they were in talks with the CFL about that's been tabled. XFL now planning a return in 2023. So there's not going to be any return in 2022 spring. They're going to push it back to 2023. Their partnership with the CFL has been tabled, that discussion. So
Numbers didn't work out.
well,
Numbers didn't work out. CFL didn't want to be dragged down by the XFL into the doldrums of leagues that have failed. The XFL's failed before. They obviously don't want to fail with them, I would say.
all right, go ahead, take it away.
What are you talking about?
Football. You said you wanted to do a football segment. You got.
I think that we're just really close to football season. We're very close to training camps in the NFL. I think there's a lot of opportunity there for us to talk about.
Good take.
I haven't gotten into it.
Okay, good.
I mean, there's some things there like training camp coming up, some position battles that really matter in the NFL, especially in New Orleans. When you look at Taysom Hill and you look at what Jameis Winston's looking to try to bring to the table, I would like to get your take on who do you think's going to win the starting job. I'd like to see who you think. I'll tell you who I think's going to win. Starting. Yes. You're kidding me, right? Okay, that's fine. You can.
It's a joke to call it that. Everybody in the world knows Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston should win the job. How? Really? So Taysom Hill has no chance.
100,000%.
I'm not saying it won't be, and I'm not saying I wouldn't like that. I think Jameis Winston is uber talented. I think that he just needs to quit turning the football over, and he can do that under Sean Payton's tutelage and doing some of the things that he's taught him to do, which is check downs, and you don't have to always have the home run play on every single play. But what Taysom Hill brings to the quarterback position is exciting, and it sells tickets. And if he can open up offense, I mean, he can open up an offense by a read option, Ron. Because he can run the football for 7 yards, and an easy 7 yards is nothing for him. Jameis can't do that. You need Taysom Hill can make a play when the play is not there. That's when Jameis Winston turns the football over, is when the play is not there and Jameis tries to make a play. And unless he can remove that part of his game, it's not going to be very long until Taysom Hill's back in there at quarterback. If Jameis wins the job, because they know Taysom can go in there and pick up yards. He can throw the football. He can open plays. Dude, he gives Alvin Kamara more running lanes because he's a runner himself. If they were doing the read option, man, the whole backside, and if it's right side, play side, and the backside, I mean, you hand it off to Kamara. Kamara can walk into the end zone. And we saw it a couple times last year where, those read options can open it up in the running game, and you're not going to see that with Taysom. Now, I'm just saying, as a coordinator, the options are going to be there. I don't care. We had 4 earlier.
4 people. Nobody wants to hear you break down Jameis Winston.
But they want to hear about the baseball player.
Secretary of Defense for the Navy.
Oh, I know.
Good. That's fantastic. Yeah, they
They had to do their service duties first. But now what they're doing is they're going to allow this young man to do his service after his playing days. So, but hang on now. And they announced the approved plan by the Department of the Navy to enlist Kinley in the inactive ready reserve, quote, for the duration of his football career. The news comes after Kinley's request to delay his Navy commission to play in the NFL had initially been denied. Upon completion of his playing time, we look forward to welcoming him back inside the ranks as a naval officer. In the meantime, we know Cameron will take every opportunity on and off the field to aptly represent the Navy and the military to the American people and to assist us in our recruiting effort.
I think that's the right thing.
Okay, but hang on. If the guy plays 15 years in the NFL,
He's not ready. Let's go. He goes to be an officer after that.
he's 33 years old. He goes.
What do you think he's going to do? He's going to be an officer. Right?
Guy's made millions of dollars. He's got wife, kids. He's started. Oh shoot! I got to go do that thing now.
Well, you can either, guess what? You can either do it later or you can do it now. right now you could have an opportunity to go make millions.
No, I know. I just think it's going to be funny if the guy ends up having a 10-year NFL career, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, shoot, I got to go do the military deal.
Well, I think it's a great trade-off.
I bet you he never goes. If he ends up having a career. Now, if he goes to training camp and gets cut in a couple months, which is probably what will happen, then okay, no big deal. But if the guy ends up sticking around and having an 10-year career in the NFL, and now he's 30 years old, 30-something years old, I don't think he's ever going to end up being an officer. I think he'll buy out his whatever it costs him to go to the military or whatever. I don't think he's actually going to do it. All right, Joel Davis heading over. You need to get out of here. Get out of here. He's heading over to the Woodhaven Furniture Company on Government Street. Big sale today?
No. Had a container come in this week. A lot of pickups today. A lot of pickups.
Yeah, because it was delayed because of the port issues, all that.
Port issues. So this container is hard to basically pre-sold. So we have a lot of pickups today.
When's another container coming?
About a week and a half, 2 weeks. And of course, that might be delayed too. So, but we'll see. Tons of furniture in the store right now. Beautiful stuff, unique stuff, and of course, moi.
And if you go to Woodhaven Furniture Company, they have them on the street right across from Colin.
Andros.
I'm not giving away anything free.
If you mention you heard it on Sports Shorts, he's going to give you a discount.
Serious discount. Big time discount.
You come in the store today and say, I heard it on Sports Shorts, one of the 5 people that are listening. You come in
Today, and you spend more than $1,000, I'll give you a discount. Bye, guys. Later. You gonna just leave me hanging? All right. Bye.
Later, buddy.
Yeah.
I listened to the last part because we're going to have guests, nothing on all on the radio. The last part, 104.5 ESPN. Listen to us on the app or online. Don't forget Sports Shorts Daily, Monday at 10 a.m. Tommy Christ.